Hey there YouTube fans, AC Productions here, and today I'll be showing you on how to install a battery tender cable on your bike. Now I'll be working on the gsxr on how to do this because I haven't yet installed a tender cable on this one. I did a one already on the R3. So pretty much this concept or this way I'm going to be showing you applies to all bikes. It doesn't matter which bike you have, the process is still the same on how to connect this. Now with your battery tender charger, you're going to get a set of these gator clamps, I would say, and also you'll have with your system, you'll have one that has these terminal leads. Now for the installation, you're going to be using the one, obviously the one with the terminal leads. These ones for the gator clips, that's for some bikes or other vehicles that have the battery where it's more accessible. On motorcycles, it's not really that accessible sometimes. So we're going to put those out to the side and we're going to be using these. All right, so first things first, what you need to do is you need to get access to your battery. Now let me show you on the gsxr on how to get access to that battery. And this is going to be for the gsxr 1000, the basic model or R model, doesn't matter. So we do need to get access to removing the seat. To do so, we're going to have to remove this little panel right here, and that's going to be with your 4mm Allen key. So go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and remove it. I'll just do it real quick since it's only one little screw actually holding this whole entire piece. Then you can go ahead and either put this in a little Ziploc bag or put it in your pocket. Once you do that, next what you need to do is pop that sucker off. Alright, so there is a little piece over here. It's just being held on by a rubber grommet, so just be careful. Just keep your finger on the other side. You're going to feel for this little pointy thing, which is right here. So put your finger, and this will help you push it out. So as you're pushing it, pull it from this side. And that'll kind of release it there. It's already released. Then you got this side over here. There's just a little clip over here that's holding that part in. But let's just pop this part out, and you want to get this off of the seat. Alright, there's one. There we go, and there's two, and there's that. It sounded like it broke, but it didn't. So here's the little piece I was telling you about right here. You can see that right there. And then here's the other rubber grommet right here and rubber grommet right here. So if you look at the other side, here's the little pegs, little stick pegs that right there and kind of right there. So these little two sticks actually go inside there. All right, so now that we got this other part, oh, I didn't even notice that there was a Velcro piece right here. Velcro here, Velcro here. Good to know. All right, so now that we got this piece out of the way, we can go ahead and put it off to the side. And then next, what we need to do is get our 5mm Allen key and take out the screw that is located right here. Now here's the screw that I'm talking about. It is located right there. That silver one. So there's going to be one on both sides. So make sure that whatever I'm showing you on one side of the bike is going to be the exact same thing on the other side. That's always been my method and motto of when I'm showing you guys these videos. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove that screw on both sides, and then we could go ahead and remove the seat. All right, now that you got all the screws already removed, you could go ahead and remove your seat. Just lift up from here and lift it out like this. Then just go ahead and put it on top of your tank, making sure that the cushion part's down. You don't want to put it the other way because you'll scratch your tank. But now that we have access to the battery, we are left with our cables right here. All right, so now the easiest way to connect this onto your battery is going to be using a pair of these snips. Now what we're going to do is we're going to actually snip the O-ring. We're just going to snip a little section. So let me go ahead and do one so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Don't go too crazy on it. You just want enough to get it over the screw. And I know you guys are going to probably put a comment below and that's not going to be a secure connection. Well, it is going to be a secure connection. The only difference is that it's going to be a little bit less work and frustration, because when you loosen and remove that screw on the battery, there's actually a nut on the other side. And if you're not careful with that nut, the nut will fall into the battery. And guess what? Good luck trying to get that sucker out. But this way, with this method, all you need to do is just loosen the battery a little bit. And here we go. Now they're, instead of circles, now they look like letter C's. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to loosen the screw, and then we're just going to go ahead and slide it in and then tighten it. Super simple. So let me go ahead and put the camera on the other side so you guys could see it. All right, so now to loosen up the terminals is going to be, you could either use a Phillips screwdriver or you could use it the better way, which should be more better, because if you try to tighten it with a Phillips screwdriver, you could tend to strip this screw right there. I'm going to use a 10mm socket with a long extension. Now here's a little trick and tip for the positive side. If you want it to look a little bit more on the professional way of actually installing this cable, because the other way is pretty much just move this boot, put this here and have it there, but now you can't close your boot all the way because the cable is stuck there. The more professional way, and the way I do it, is go to the back of the boot, get your very sharp blade, and cut a little slit. It doesn't have to be big, just a small slit. Then what this is going to do is you're going to be able to slide this connector in through the inside. And so once I have it on this side, we'll screw it in, tighten it, and we still could put the boot because now this is on the inside and the cable will be coming out from the back end. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and show you with the negative side. Let's go ahead and get it on there. Like I said, you don't have to take out the screw, just loosen it just enough, just a little bit. That's all you need. So I'm going to grab our cable and just get it in from the bottom here. If you still can't get it in, just go ahead and loosen it up a little bit more until you can actually slide it in. There you go. Now it's slid in. Then we're gonna go ahead and tighten this, making sure that the cable is there, right there. All right, nice and tight connection. There you go. All right, so next we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and make my little slit here in the back. So I'm just gonna go and poke a nice little hole right here. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a big slit, just a little one. All right, made my slit. As you could see, if I could open it up a little bit, you can see the little slit right there. All right, so now that we made the slit, gonna grab our other end of our cable right here, and all we're gonna do is just kind of get this guy in there. All right, got it in, and then just push him in through the other end. And there we go. Now it's in. So you can just go ahead and push it a little bit more, so you could have a little wiggle room. Okay, so now we got that. We're gonna go ahead and loosen up this guy. So go ahead, loosen him up, not all the way, don't take out the screw like I said. And then we're going to attach the piece right here. So let's see. Now it's a little bit hard to maneuver just because the way this cable is set. But once you get it on there, just get it. If you didn't get it in the first time, if it's not going in, just loosen up the screw just a little. So now we got that in. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that it's lined up straight ahead like this. Once you have it lined up, you could go ahead and tighten down your bolt. All right, nice and tight. Okay, now adjust your boot. And there you go. Now you have it where it's actually covering the connector, just like it was before, instead of having a boot that's kind of halfway on the connector. And this makes it look a lot more professional when people were to look at your bike and be like, whoa, that looks really good. All right, so now we have the fuse. We're gonna go ahead and tuck the fuse right over here. Just make sure the fuse is out of the way. And depending on where you want your tender cable, you could have it either on the left side or the right side. That's totally up to you. I would probably keep it on the left side because obviously the other side is more of the show side when you're leaning the bike or when you park it. So what you want to do now is just grab your cabling and, if possible, just grab some zip ties and tidy up the cables. Neatly tuck them in there, and then we're going to route the cable through the fairing through the bottom to have it just there, and then we could just, you know, put a zip tie to secure it. So when you're done riding, you could just go ahead and plug in. So while I go ahead and do that, you guys do the same. Then I'll show you how it looks like. All right, as you could see, here it is. Everything's all been nicely tucked and zip tied. Zip tie there, there, and over here. And then what I did is, you could see I routed the cable between the plastic and the frame, which brings it all down through here. Then there is a loop here, so I had to put a little zip tie there. And I have the cable dangling through this side. So therefore it is pretty much away from everything, and when you put the cover, it's going to be concealed. So even though the cover will be here, you still could get access to it and pulling the cable out and charging your bike. And then when you're done, go ahead, tuck it back in there. It's out of the way, it's not touching or rubbing against anything. Okay, so now that we're done with that, now you can go ahead and put your seat back on with the 2 screws, and then put your plastic piece back on. And make sure you're careful on putting everything back on. Put the screw in, and then that's pretty much it. Alrighty guys, everything is already put back together, and as you could see, I already have the tender cable connected to the bike. And when I don't need to have the tender cable anymore, I could just go ahead and unplug it. Try and do it with one hand here. Then I can just go ahead and tuck this cable right behind there, and there you go. As you can see, now it's tucked away and out of the way. Alrighty guys, so that pretty much is it for the video. Let me go ahead and plug that back in. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. If you guys found this video helpful, please smash that like button. Also, I have a new icon right below this video. It's a little heart with a $sign inside of it, and it's called a super thanks. If you guys want to help support the channel, please hit that button, and any support you guys give will be greatly appreciated. If you guys Have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you know anyone that's looking to do something like this, it doesn't have to particularly pertain to the GSxr 1000, it's for any bike. Please share my videos. That'll greatly help me a lot on getting my videos out there. If you guys dislike the video, please smash the dislike button. Let me know in the comments below why you dislike the video. And that's pretty much it. And I notice I say video a lot. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Oh yeah, and also don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you guys are up to date with the next upload I do.